Today I'm showing you exactly what kind of consequences a moment of carelessness can cause. Mom pointed at the big screen. Take a good look and remember what Chloe looks like right now, covered in sweat from pain. This is the consequence of carelessness. Today I'm using your sister's suffering to teach you a lesson. Everyone exploded. I stared in disbelief. My brother was already a college junior. Mom was still holding a grudge about his middle school entrance exam. Dad was furious. Do you realize Chloe's about to die? If you wanted to teach Carson a lesson, couldn't you have picked another time? Mom muttered impatiently. Doctors always exaggerate. Chloe's so young she can definitely hold on longer than other people. Carson's careless habits should have been corrected long ago. Gentle methods don't work, so I'm giving him a lesson he'll remember in his bones. I could barely breathe. The nurse gripped my hands tightly, her eyes full of pity. Dad roared that he'd fight Mom to the death. Mom raised her hand to block him. What's the rush? Doesn't the show have one more bonus round? If we answer the next question correctly, we won't get 5 million, but we can still get 3 million. That's enough for Chloe's surgery. With the host's intervention, Dad and my brother finally calmed down. Mom looked at the big screen, her gaze tender. Chloe, hang in there a little longer. Mom just wanted to take this opportunity to teach your brother a lesson. I promise I'll answer the next question correctly. I bit my lip hard, forcing back tears. Mom, I know you love me, but for the next question, can Dad or Carson answer instead? Mom's expression froze. Dad and my brother were afraid Mom would pull another stunt and strongly supported my suggestion. But unfortunately, during the earlier rounds, they'd already used up their chances to answer, so Mom had to go up again. This last question determined whether I lived or died. The studio fell silent. The host was sweating as he frantically searched the question bank, finally selecting the simplest possible question. Ms. Lily Smith, what's your birthday? I relaxed, looking at the host with gratitude. Mom hit the answer button without hesitation, but said, Host, I'd like to use my lifeline. Phone a friend. The room erupted. How could someone not remember their own birthday? A wave of panic hit me. Since I got sick, Mom had been getting more and more gray hair. I'd heard that middle-aged people under prolonged mental stress could easily develop dementia. Had Mom's condition already deteriorated this badly? Tears blurred my vision. My hands trembled. Mom chose Dad as her lifeline. Dad looked helpless. Your birthday is January 8th. Mom nodded and pressed the answer button again, but was suddenly stopped by my anxious brother. Mom, did you hear clearly? What date is it exactly? Repeat it. At my brother's insistence, Mom repeated January 8th 3 times before being allowed to press the answer button. But Mom still didn't speak. Seeing Mom's nervousness, I endured the sharp pain in my heart and tried to comfort her. Don't be afraid, Mom. Just answer this one question and it'll all be over. Mom smiled at me, but her answer plunged me into ice-cold despair. My birthday is January 9th. The air froze instantly. The host immediately tried to smooth things over. Your husband said your birthday is January 8th. Mrs. Smith must have misspoken. Please answer again. But Mom's gaze was resolute. I didn't misspeak. I said it wrong on purpose. The audience exploded. My heart hurt so badly I couldn't straighten up. The nurse tried to end the video call, but I stopped her. Mom, why did you deliberately answer wrong again? My voice shook with pain. Mom's eyes filled with tears, but her tone was aggrieved. It's all your father's fault. Not just Dad, everyone was stunned. Dad had told her the correct answer. What had he done wrong? Under the host's questioning, Mom wiped her tears and revealed the truth. A few weeks ago was our 20th wedding anniversary and my birthday, but Sean actually got the date wrong. Sean, you said my birthday was January 9th, so now I'm making it come true. Dad's veins bulged with anger. I did accidentally get your birthday wrong, but those few days I was working consecutive all-nighters to earn medical expenses for Chloe. I was completely exhausted and confused, so I got the date wrong. I apologized afterward and worked 3 more weeks of all-night delivery shifts to buy you a gold bracelet to make up for it. Isn't that enough? Mom said nothing, just bowed her head and wiped her tears. The countdown kept ticking down.